Good time of day, guys. My name is Godzi, and welcome back to another episode of Higurashi When They Cry, Ch.1 Onikakushi. Last episode, Keiichi joined the club, we met Tomitake, and a lot more happy-go-lucky fun stuff happened, with only one allusion to any possible death, and that's a dismembered corpse, which I definitely remember that scene with Tomitake was certainly in the anime, because, I remember watching a abridged version of, I think only that first arc. I don't think they ever created an abridged version for any other arc. I can't remember who made it, but I remember it being very funny, so I might reference it a few times over the course of this. I might try and find it again, but I don't remember if it's even still up on YouTube, but I remember it being very funny. Yeah. I got nothing else to say. Let's continue. As soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Randy that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mion and me walking home together, a rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Rena would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. Oh, right. Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, you know? At that damn construction site. Did something happen there? Long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. The goddamn reservoir! I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly, as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You're facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. And as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders? None. She promptly cut me off, the same as Rena had. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Is that how it's pronounced? I've never seen Avatar, I just know that one joke from it. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Tomitake-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. I'm just gonna say one thing. Even though I have seen the anime, and I know a lot of things that happen over the course of this story, I don't even remember if this dismemberment case happened. I don't remember a single thing about it. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Also, try not to... Okay, just something I want to say in the comments. No one's done this yet, but I don't want anyone, like, talking too much about future arcs. Because even though I've seen the anime, and have seen the things that you might want to talk about before, that doesn't necessarily mean that I remember it. Like, there's been one guy who's referenced, some future arcs a couple times, and I'm giving a pass on those because, I do remember the things that he's talking about. One of them, it was when I was alluding last episode to a scene that happened in either the 5th or 6th arc, I still don't know which, that I'm concerned about regarding how that's going to, or how that, initially was in this, because it was quite the scene. Very memorable scene. But yeah, if there's, like, when I brought up that dismemberment case thing, I don't even remember if that was something that was ever delved into much more in the anime. Even though I've seen the whole anime. Because, like, I know of a lot of deaths that happen over the course of the series. But I don't remember much about that. I don't remember anything about it past this first arc. So, if there is other information about it, don't tell me, because I could just be surprised all over again. Never know. So, yeah. Just want to clarify that. Later. See you tomorrow. Kei-chan, you can't wash that off until you get home. Got it? I got it. I won't. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. Alright, they drew on your face, didn't they? I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mion. You shall rue this day. Neville Papperman. If her rules are ever reversed, I'm going to go all out. Yeah. Okay, dude. All over your face so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad? I don't know what those are, but okay. Oh, wow, I was this close to the end of a chapter? Wow. I'm really following after my trend of doing the exact same thing that I did in Umineko, of ending episodes 5 minutes before a chapter ends. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear. Welcome home, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay? He can't come up with a new idea? It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge or he doesn't work as well. Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Maebaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea of taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house? The theme of the piece this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motif. It's quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi! Tidy your room for once in a while. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Now come on. Please don't use my room as the motif. Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner. So please go take a walk out back or something. Dad's moods are only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. But your face? Is that just something the game's gonna forget about? I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. Guess he cleaned his face off screen or something. I just need to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion or Satoko ever found out about that. I smiled wryly. No, yeah. Rena was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Randy was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Alright. Tomitake san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Rena and Mion denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. God, my throat. It's not even early in the morning. It's 5 p.m. My throat should be fine by now. What the fuck? Okay. Wow, it's a lot further, deeper into the fucking woods than I thought it was. I spotted Rena struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. Looked like Colonel Randy was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Rena would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitake-san wasn't around, I began climbing down the slope unsteadily. Hey, Rena. Looks like you're working up a sweat.
Oh, wow, Keiichi-kun. What brings you to a place like this?
A place like this, huh? I see, she was aware of it at least. I received the signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where's the injured party?
Huh? Accident? Huh?
But there was a report Colonel Randy was buried alive in the trash pile.
Huh? Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi-kun.
I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out.
Nah? You came for me? Nah.
Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Rena blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Alright, dude. Just kidding. You're embarrassing me now.
So, huh? What part was the joke? What part was that?
I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where's Colonel Randy?
Nah, sorry. Can't you see him? In that gap?
He's really buried in there. The Colonel Randy was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. He's a beast who must be contained, or else he will destroy the planet. According to Rena, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she would be able to do that with her slender arms.
But, Colonel Randy, so cute. There's a chain on the Colonel Randy at the store. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home.
If Rena gave up on this Colonel Randy, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Rena's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Head it away, I'll do it. Rena blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was... wow, I fucking almost bit my tongue there. I've never actually saved myself from biting my tongue, what the shit? I'm proud of myself. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done.
Keiichi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help.
You just get in the way, so stay back. Ah! Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Okay. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky. It is midday, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more. Even though I could see Colonel Randy right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I need an axe or saw or something.
That's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard.
I'm just doing it for you, Rena. Don't worry about it. Rena began sputtering and turned beet red. Nah, whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. Close enough. Convenient you bring up an axe though, Keiichi. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. Sprawled on my back over the grassy slope.
I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat.
Rena patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice.
Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay?
Alright, I need more food trivia. What's barley tea? Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I'd discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. They were bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. If it was just as Tomitake-san said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There is no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. So it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rena had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Rena and Mion said they didn't know. But it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitake-san wasn't lying. Then if both Rena and Mion... Ah, yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. Keiichi, how does the concept that Tomitake's not just playing along with your obvious joke not run through your head more? Cause like, he's just like, what's your friend doing over there? And you're just like, yeah, she's disposing of a dismembered body. And he's just like, yep, quite the incident. Still haven't found one in the arms, did they? Haha, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But never mind, you're just like, what? Murder? Ah! An incident that neither Rena nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Oh, Hinamizawa dam worker lynching, murder by dismemberment. Here it is. Oh, it did happen, okay. The featured article was in the back and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Rena could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag and newspaper reporters were all bathing it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions? It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as... It happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces. The head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible. An incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? How do you dismember someone with a pickaxe? Like, I guess conceptually I can understand how you would, but why would you choose a pickaxe? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter. A brutal murder. Done by a group of people. With hatchets. With pickaxes. With a hatchet. Oh, right, and then... Yep, and then Rena has a hatchet. I remember this. Ah!
Eek! Sorry. Did I startle you?
Rena dropped the hatchet she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice.
Keiichi-kun, you see, earlier, yeah, you said it would help if you had an axe or something, didn't you? So then I brought a hatchet for you, from the shed.
Rena fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry. I guess my reaction was a bit overboard.
No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry.
Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break that last beam without that hatchet. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright?
Okay.
Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Randy, right?
You're right. I really want to take Colonel Randy home soon.
We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rena brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Okay. Some of these chapters are a lot shorter than the chapters in Numeneka were, unless I'm just a faster reader now, which I might be. I don't know. Oh, new tips. The Hinamizawa Dam Project and Special Tabloid Report. Okay, cool. Oh, achievement unlocked, one man's trash. Okay. And it just has Rena frickin' in the icon. Alright, view new tips. Let's take a look at these things. The Hinamizawa Dam Project. Is this just going to be an information one or people talking? October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin Number X, Hinamizawa's Electrical Development Master Plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam was to have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The area to be flooded by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa: Takatsudo, Kiyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yagochi. The submerged area would include 291 houses. Population, 1,251. 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, agriculturals, and places of worship were to be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land was just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onikakushi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company, X, openly refused. Why do they censor the company? I'm assuming that a lot of the things that are censored by X's are, like, plot points. I don't remember anything about a company, honestly, but, Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. Die, liberals! But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onikakushi Defense Alliance has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onikakushi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman Keiichi Kimiyoshi. Alright. Special tabloid report. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. On X day of X month in X prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite in Shishibone City, a bone-chillingly gruesome murder/dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't mean to kill him at first, but as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody could have mistaken as alive. X-san had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first, it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself in to the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, X, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think that they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the consciences of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. X had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. X had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but X threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But X's plan collapsed in the span of one night. X, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader X's whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by X has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that X had said he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the marsh. X's car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. X didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and use his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onikakushi, the Ogre's Abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell that was X. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh? Why is there funny music now? The Zijin Dragon. Bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous future. Ladies leaping into your arms. This is just a different article. Business success. Promotions. Ambition. Protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed or your money back. Zijin Dragon Bracelet DX. One piece. 27,800 yen. That's a lot of money for a bracelet. Fuck you. How the hell are they gonna make these tips work in the new adaptation? Or will they not? And that's the point. They'll probably skip some of them if they're not relevant. But I don't know. Let's just keep going then. The function of this school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even here after that. All we do is play together. Wow, okay. No helping it. Everybody's a different age or gender.
The only rule was that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising.
All the little kids were gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about this school. Okay. I didn't know they had boards of education in Japan.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
We're all together now. What shall we do today for PE? Alright. We have all of our members gathered now.
Now then, class representative. What shall we do for PE today? What shall we do?
Mion harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area. Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust in is your own body. What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga. I quipped without missing a beat. And so we'll be taking a lesson from history. The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag. It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much.
Just what I was hoping for. That dunderhead Keiichi-san shall be the first one to be it. I won't be beaten.
Okay.
I'll try my best too. You can't beat me.
Why are you guys all so into it? The third rule of our society, you must partake in the game, enjoying it without question. Then this counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at each other. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Alright, cool dude. As if we didn't know that. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls my own age. Regardless, Mion and Sataka looked like they were aiming for victory, and Rena was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage. Pfft. Fine. Tag. I'm in! My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it. Okay, cool. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The end game would become a hellish siege. Awesome. We call this version zombie tag, you see? I see. Anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie.
Why do you make it sound so scary? I wonder.
As soon as I catch Rena, I'm going to tear out her entrails while she's still alive. Alright, dude.
Gross, Keiichi-kun. That's gross.
What's gross is that you're blushing at him saying that. Rika-chan placed her hand on Rena's head as she panicked.
Don't worry. Before Keiichi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently.
Okay, that's how that works.
Rika, that isn't comforting at all.
Both Mion and I nodded deeply. So, the first it. How do you decide who's a zombie? With rock, paper, scissors? Well, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions. I'll ask the questions, and one who isn't able to answer is the zombie. I have no idea which grade level they're coming from. What does the Japanese word roku mean? Ah, yes, that's a TV type. Huh? I was bewildered by this sudden question. Mion repeated it. So you need to answer. What's roku in English? It's 6. Oh, yeah, it is 6, isn't it? How about Kutsushita?
Socks!
What's the third last letter in the alphabet? X.
It's X.
What does seibetsu mean?
Of course I know what that is.
She doesn't, does she? Oh, wow, I called it.
It's...
Satsuko cut herself off before finishing the answer. And I see, it's quite a lewd question. No, is it? You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right?
I certainly do. Of course I know.
Then go ahead and say it. That, you know? That. What does that mean exactly?
Satsuko looks like she's in trouble. How cute.
Don't take her home. It's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she really might have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Satsuko stammer. Now then, go ahead and say it, nice and loudly. What does that mean?
I do know. I do know. I do know. It's...
Crying. That means a previously indicated person, thing, or event. Okay. Be a smartass.
Huh?
Ah. All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see, well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would have done in Sadako's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out you-know-what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole. Like you? Ooh.
It appears I have no choice. Unfortunately, I, Satsuko Hojo, shall assume the role of the zombie. I shall eat everyone!
Seems like she's raring to go.
All I must do is count to 100, correct?
Some jerk skipped numbers while counting to 100, so you can start chasing after you solve this problem.
Whoa, Keiichi-kun. Give her a simple one, okay?
1/5 of cake. I can't read. 1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, and 1/7 of a cake are all on a plate.
Oh no! There are no common denominators!
Satsuko grabbed a stick in a panic and began drawing a cake in fractions on the ground. If Satsuko, who can eat 1 cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Mion shouted. Ready? Go! On Mion's signal, everyone but Satsuko scattered.
Keiichi-kun, that wasn't a problem at all, was it?
It's probably a trick question, huh? Satsuko had already lost the moment she started working it out. Yeah, it's 0, isn't it? She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. Just book it outside the schoolyard then. Just like, I don't know, go to the top of the mountain, climb a tree. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills, like Mion, for example. The fact that I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the school grounds, I saw Satsuko just rising up to start. She was really, really mad. She got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sightlines in 2 directions and would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Keiichi Maebara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be the shortcut to victory. Then going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack. Meaning me.
Now then, where could Keiichi-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape.
But of course. What would be the best method to track me down? Footprints or smell? Or maybe some type of trail? If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there would be no trail for Satsuko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this? What?
Tomita Okamura! Have you seen Keiichi-san recently?
Oh, those are different people, aren't they? What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Man, if that's the case, Walking Dead is probably funny. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was heading in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. If that's how it was going to be, then to confront this intelligence-gathering zombie, I just counter it in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. Oh, did he? Okay, no. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Satsuko Hojo that her parents are at the gate, please.
Message? Okay.
I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait, don't go yet! Also take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. I am quite the schemer if I do say so myself. Alright, dude. If things went well, then Satsuko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. But that was just fine, as long as it bought me more time. Mwahaha! Dance for me, Mion and Satsuko! In the palm of my hand! Having my fill of playing the con man, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time. It might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent I'd started spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satsuko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That'd mean there would be more zombies than participants in the game. The virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. Ah, that would suck. Then everyone would have to wear masks and people would politicize it, huh? All my classmates would transform into zombies and would only be searching for me. This tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. You're back where you started, dude. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed.
Maebara-san isn't around. Is he over there? Nope. Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder? His dad is at the front gate.
That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I'd used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping 1 step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search until the school bell.
Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at? His mom suddenly got really sick. A message for Maebara-san. They said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate. A jumbo jet fell on top of the Maebara residence. The police have come to question him.
That's almost true. Anything goes now.
They say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms.
Huh?
Is it true that he's going around every night stealing panties?
Ah, yes, with Mr. Krabs. Who are they talking about?
I heard he wears panties on his head and smells them and stuff.
No way I would do that!
I heard that class representative Mion was a victim too.
What? Ah! This was your doing, Mion! Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. This is Mion's battle tactic to flush me out. Just hold on. If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know it's all nonsense. But small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all of those things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me. I win, Mion. It's my victory! Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory.
Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student Maebara-san is a really perverted person.
The cost of beating Mion had too high a price. Oh, someone passed below. That's Rena and Rika-chan.
Rika-chan, you're still okay? I'm getting by somehow. It seems Mi-chan is it as well.
Mion? It couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy? This confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. Then, this wasn't good.
We finally got away from Mi-chan, but Satoko-chan, she's... Satoko is searching around the pipes, so we should be safe here for a while.
Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Rena was slumped on the ground breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but it's strange. It couldn't be. No.
Hello? Rika-chan? What is it? What is it? Huh? Don't worry.
I'd never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before.
Why are you coming closer? Why? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no! Nee!
Rena was pressed against the wall and Rika-chan lurched forward with both arms out, just like a zombie. Rena quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror. Like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Rena's eyes met mine.
Keiichi-kun, save me!
Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared at me. Okay.
Found him! I see Kei-chan!
Mion popped out from behind a cinder block wall around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was one zombie. Being surrounded was not as good.
You said you located Keiichi-san?
I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Rena escape, and now she was baring her fangs in my direction.
Come on down, Kei-chan.
The three zombies circled the shed, moaning curses. You guys are scary! Too scary!
I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste. Keiichi-san! Keiichi, I want you to become one of us.
Someone please save me! I saw Rena apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology. Sorry. Leaving me for dead? Rena! I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Satoko and Rika jumped on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. Stop! Stop! Ah! And then Keiichi died. So this means Rena is still left. There isn't much time until the bell. Damn you, Rena! How dare you! Leave me for dead! The feelings of a zombie. I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt.
It's sad. So sad. But Keiichi is one of us now.
It felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and was now one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling, being welcomed over to the side that had pursued me. Zombie tag is quite profound.
This is no time to postulate! We must capture Rena!
The principal is walking down the hall. bell will ring soon. To devour Rena, I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night. A vampire! Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school grounds. Everyone listen! Rena's in big trouble. All of you, please look for Rena.
It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing into your family's house?
Oh yeah, it had turned into that, hadn't it? Mion whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame. Yeah, it's not even in the same league as jumbo jets. What fell on Rena's house was a space colony!
A space colony?!
Yeah, it's a really big disaster. Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated. Except for here. But that's only the prelude to this tragic tale. This is the beginning. The start of a war for independence by the... How do I pronounce that? Propagandapality of Zeon! The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers at the grand turn of events.
What will happen? Will the Terran Federation...
No way they make a StarCraft reference here. That doesn't mean something else, does it? If things go on like this, they will. Only one person can defeat the Red Comet. That person is Rena Ryugu. The lower grade students all gulped. It seemed I'd made them fully understand that the fight for Earth was lost without Rena. Now scatter, comrades! We must find Rena! My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. There was still one person who hadn't gone.
But I thought even the Terran Federation's impulse wave diffusal cannon didn't work on the Common Empire.
That's probably a reference to something else, right? There was no Federation in StarCraft. You're close. That's the white variety of those comets. The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point. Of course, Rena knows their weak points all too well.
Ryugu-san is amazing.
Satisfied with that, she also rushed off to look for Rena. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters. Little Keiichi's abilities. This old man knows them better now. Didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever.
Really though? How exceptional, Keiichi-san! This looks quite promising.
If we have this many, we can win. With this many, we will win.
I was thinking that Keiichi would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie.
Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I'd let it slide for now. Not even Rena would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Rena was finally cornered in the back of the sports equipment shed.
You're all scary! Keiichi-kun too! So scary!
It probably was scary being chased around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Rena, saying she was the only one who could save the world.
What are you all saying? I can't control a mech!
Rena! How could you leave me for dead? Are you ready to pay for it?
I'm sorry about that, Keiichi-kun, but I didn't have a choice. Do not resist. Let yourself be devoured. Let's all be together.
Now, Rena, say your prayers. Rena had stumbled onto a mat, trembling with tears in her eyes. I closed in. Associating this situation with a similarly, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Satoko and Rika-chan were both wiggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Rena. Rena, wanting no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear.
Keiichi-kun, you wouldn't do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you?
I wonder... Now then, are you ready?
Okay, so long as it's Keiichi-kun.
The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate made my heart skip a beat.
I believe that Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me?
Ah, body. Won't move. There had to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, the beast inside me died instantly. There was the bell. Game over.
Yay! I did it! I did it! I survived! Yay! Yay!
Rena pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. So daylight broke in the nick of time and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust. And so the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyways.
What are you postulating about? This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about. Punishment is required.
I was subdued by Satsuko and Rika-chan and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Nick! Forgive me! And then he died again. Man, how many times does Keiichi die in Higurashi? Then the award for surviving goes to Rena Ryugu and Mion Sonozaki. Yay! Oh, huh?
Huh? Mi-chan wasn't a zombie?
Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know? Mion, you little! Yeah. Hurry up and change, alright? Don't be late for the next class. Let go of me, Satsuko! Rika-chan! Ah! Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mion crying for mercy next time. Okay, dude. What a strange chapter. Okay. Any tips, or am I just gonna end the episode? Because I don't think I could go through another chapter. At least right now. Doesn't seem like there's more tips. Okay, cool. Where are we going? Are we ending the episode in this background again? Nope, okay. Alrighty. Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode then, guys. Bit more, stuff happened. More goofy stuff, but also more serious stuff. I'm interested to see further what else is different in this compared to the anime. Even though I basically already know exactly what's going to happen eventually. A number of things that are going to happen eventually, at least. But we'll have to wait until they actually happen. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. If you liked it, then be sure to press the like button. And if you didn't like it, then fuck you too. Remember to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all my videos and stuff. And as always, my name is Godzi, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!